Well, look who crawled his way back over onto YouTube. We did it. We did it, lads. We did it. Anybody who hasn't seen our community post, I implore you to go check it out. We lost the channel. We lost it. I felt everything was doomed. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to go. But we went through the process, we fought it, things ended up coming out positive, and we're back. The termination got put on hold for a few weeks, and things went through the processes of whatever YouTube system is, and we made it. Firstly, I just want to say thank you very much to every single one of you who left a comment, especially those of you who went at length to leave, links of things or recommendations for things to try or people to reach out to and things. It really meant a lot to me to see so many people come out of their way and actually be like, yo, good luck. Hopefully, even just like the simple good lucks, or whatever you left there, just something of support almost for hoping that things end up going my way here for us to continue this. That meant a ton to me. I really, really greatly appreciate that. But things ended up coming out positive here. I don't want to dwell too much on the negatives. We got our green to signify our wins. I got the goat. I got the red comet shirt on. So we're doing our things. We're feeling good. I'm energized in a way. I haven't really been watching anything. I've been taking some time just to hang out, which is funny coming off of already a few weeks of a break that we were on, but we end up finding our way here. Basically, I just want to talk in this video about some things, show my thanks and appreciation to you guys, of course, a little bit more, talk about the whole situation, my feelings, how I'm going to kind of approach things going forward in regards to potentially dealing with copyright and strikes and all these annoying things that I have to deal with, as well as my future plans for things I want to do on the channel, things that I'm maybe thinking of doing, shows and things that I'm interested in watching, as well as take a look back at the year as a whole. I was planning to do this video at the beginning of the new year. That was originally my plan, but having all this time off and a lot of time to kind of just think and reflect on stuff, it might be time to have that talk now. So if you want to stick around for that, please do. I would like that. But if you don't, and you don't really care, and you just want to see things as they come up and be surprised one way or another about them, absolutely feel free to do that too. I'm going to try and leave some timestamps too in the description, just so you guys can click along and figure out exactly maybe a certain topic that might interest you a little bit more. I'm assuming the one of future things that I have in mind that I would like to maybe get around to and check out at some point. There's probably one, but we're gonna let's just have a little talk here. So once again, like I said, thank you very much. It really meant a lot to me for all the support that you guys showed on that little post of our channel getting 3 strikes and us being terminated, which is an ideal scenario for us to ever be in. I have had strikes before. Usually I've gotten one at a time, and we get through the full 90 days that you get before they get removed entirely. Before I even have to worry about getting another one. This was just a chaotic day. I was at work. I was working. I know, unfortunately, we have to have real jobs out here, and I'm working, and all of a sudden I look at my phone and I have emails. Oh, this got, you got a strike for this. And then a few hours later, I got another one. And I'm like, what is happening? And I contacted YouTube support when I got home, and I'm like, what is going on? Can you condense this? That was my first strategy. We condense the strikes, right? It saves me time of having to fight things, potential legal, implications for it as well. And instead we condense it down to one, I would feel a lot better because we got back to back to back strikes. And I'm just like, that's not fair. If they come back and they do it a third time, it's over for me. And I don't get a grace period. It's by the same person. It's on the same series. It's just also videos that are a year and a half old. They were on the Evangelion movies, by the way. I don't know if I actually posted that or said that to anybody yet, but that's where they all came from. So if anybody was trying to watch those over the last however many days, they were gone. But they are all back up right now. So yeah, I didn't really know what to do. I contacted the company who striked, see if they could reach out and do something. I contacted YouTube to get these things condensed. They didn't help at all. They were like, we don't do that. So I didn't really know where to go. And then boom, at night, the day before Thanksgiving, they came in and they're like, yo, your channel's gone. You've got 7 days to act. And I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to do? So I wouldn't even say I was freaking out. I was pretty calm about it. And I was just like, I guess this is the end. This is where it has to end. We had a good run for a few years. And I was like, it's a little sad, but at the same time, find something else to do, you know? And I knew I was going to have some time afterwards to reflect and think a little bit about, like, do we want to start another channel? How do we want to, like, approach this? Like, what do I want to do? Do I want to just eliminate this and not worry about doing anything at all? I didn't really know where to go. So essentially that night, I decided to write a post. And I was like, I'm gonna think about what I want to say here. And I started just explaining and spilling my thoughts about some stuff that's happening. And I wrote and deleted a lot throughout until I formed basically what we got as our final post. And throughout it, I had a few realizations of this. Actually, the channel itself means a lot to me. It's not something that I think I necessarily always understood or realized. I knew it meant a lot to me in the sense that I've always wanted to create some sort of place to discuss the things that I love and the things that I want to talk about. And there's plenty of places out there that are like that, right? Like I can go to other reactors and I can go to other comments and discords and things like that and have these sort of discussions, but something that was my own. And I don't know if that's like a selfish or what it is, like possessive almost feeling that I have, but I wanted it to be mine, right? I wanted to share my own thoughts, which the easiest way for me to do it is to vocalize this towards you as opposed to writing things. And this was the way I wanted to do it. And I wanted to have comments and bounce ideas back and forth and expand my own understanding of the things that I'm watching, maybe appreciate it in a different light and figure out a bunch of different information. What makes things, you know, positive for you guys, or what do you not like? What do you connect and relate with me? What do you take from it? Maybe that I say, what do you not take from it? What do you think I can, you know, change? Different, like a whole bunch of different things that I later found out were really cool things as we continue to develop this channel over the years. And I was like, that's sick. Like I started to really enjoy those things. And over the past few years, it slowly changed. I've had times where I've been like super into what we're doing. What was it, last summer when we were doing Nichijou and Evangelion, and I was on another level of like, I'm loving what I am doing right now. I was loving the series that we were watching. I was super far ahead. At the end of June, I had another month's full worth of videos, and this is 6 videos a week, by the way. This isn't what we're doing now with the 3. This is 6 videos a week I had prepared for the next little over a month, already uploaded, already edited, already just sitting there waiting, scheduled to go up. Like I was ahead of the schedule. I was excited. I was sitting here watching multiple episodes a day. I was feeling good. And something hit for the first real time. I've had some other things while I was going through school and a bunch of other things in like the beginning few years, that like I would have exams and stuff, and I would take some time off, like a few weeks here or there, just to prep for the stuff that I was doing. And I ended up finding myself in a situation this time where it was for the first real time I felt burnt out over what we were doing. I worked really hard on getting a lot of those videos. The Evangelion ones were a nightmare. We did 5 movies in a row. And then not even to just count that, I went back and I rewatched Beyond the Boundary, all of Beyond the Boundary, to get us into a situation where I could finish it, because I didn't actually end up finishing that series. And then I had a movie as well for that one to watch. So it was like 6 full movies that I had to get through. And that's a long time to just sit there, and especially editing and re-editing consistently as you get copyrights, you know, on music and audio and stuff throughout them. It took a long time, right? So that I think killed me a lot, because I started some new series and we only got an episode or 2 of them, and it took for us forever to get through those. And unfortunately, I feel like we're in that sort of situation now. We started a race back early in the summer. We started Orb back in like the spring. Like we're taking a while to get through some of the series and the things that we're doing. Haruhi as well. And I feel bad, especially when we get into those situations, but sometimes burnout and things like that happen. So I've been fluctuating a lot over the past year or so about where I'm headed and how I'm feeling in regards to the channel, and like, am I really enjoying the things that I'm doing? And a lot of times it just comes down to management. I need to take some more breaks, or I need to just not upload as many videos. For like a year and a half, we did like 5 or 6 videos a week. That's a lot for one guy who doesn't have a team who edits for him, doesn't have anybody who makes thumbnails for him, who doesn't just do generic reactions in a way. of, you know, the people who watch them and they have maybe 1 or 2 minutes of things to talk about at the end of each episode, and that's kind of it. I have lengthy discussions on occasion. Sometimes they're not as long, sometimes they are longer. It's a lot of extra work. Specifically, like, for me at least, it's a lot to take on, especially I work full time on top of this. During the other times I was in school, like I was doing a lot at the same time, trying to balance like a social life and everything else with it. So it was a lot for me to take on that ultimately led me to, you know, having these weird feelings towards the channel and what I want to be doing. And we had that feeling again over the past couple months, I would say, especially throughout the summer, where I wasn't necessarily loving fully what I was doing. And I didn't really know what direction I want to take things in and how I want to continue this. And then I ended up taking a little bit of a break. I came back and I said, we're going to be consistent. We're going to fight through this. And we were doing good. I was good for like 2 or so months. I went to Japan. That's where I went. I'll talk a little bit about that in case anybody's curious about my adventures. I went to Japan for a few weeks and I ended up coming back and I was excited. I was, you know, I was feeling brand new. I was excited to make more videos. I made a post about it. I had a couple videos done. I have Orb done. I had a few Haruhi episodes done. I was like waiting. I was like, I just got to edit some stuff, but I'm ready to get going. And then I uploaded the first video of my first one back after like about a month. And we lose the channel. And it was just like, it was an awful, awful feeling. So back to the initial subject here, though. I was in the middle of writing and all of those sort of feelings about where we've been and, you know, where I'm at now and where I want to go all started kind of flooding to the surface as I was writing and consistently rewriting that post, to the point that I started to tear up a lot. I started to literally cry, which is weird. It's not necessarily weird for me. I'm a very emotional person. The reactions and stuff on the channel weirdly don't show that, which I've discussed at length about like why I'm not too certain with the camera on and my own feelings and where I get in my own head and stuff of why it doesn't immediately kind of come to the surface. But that was a weird experience for me because typically it's like music or media or just something like that that is the thing that like ignites the emotions in me. And it's not just like sitting there writing something on my own or just like thinking about things in my own head. So it was a really weird situation for me. And I think at that moment, I started like noticing how much I really care about doing this and how much it means to me and how much I really want to continue this path and create that sort of place that I felt I never got to, that I felt we just began really getting to where we are. And at the same time, also just how appreciative I was of the fact that, you know, almost 2,500 people sat down and decided to click the subscribe button after watching a reaction of mine. It was an insane thing to even think about. Not necessarily something I ever thought we would really even get to begin with. And the fact that we are here and that I was thinking I would lose something like that, it made me just realize how much I think I really did care for what we're doing here. And how much also I think I just like care for what the channel's meant for me, not what it could mean or what it has been at certain levels, but what it's really meant for me at certain points. I've talked about too multiple times how like I started because I had, I think I made a post about this at one point. Call of the Night was the series that really got me to get this channel started. That's an idea I toyed around with for like a year or so before. But I watched Call of the Night, and one of the episodes, specifically towards the end of season 1, was so fascinating to me, and I really wanted to talk about it. And I had a lot to talk about, and nobody that I was friends with was talking about it. And I didn't want to go to like an online forum post or like something like that. And I was like, I gotta have a place to do this sort of stuff. Really was like, all right, Chainsaw Man's coming up, Spy Family, a new season's coming up. These are like big titles. I feel like this would be a good place to get my start. Don't necessarily know if that's the right strategy for anybody who is looking to start. I have a few ideas based on that if you're curious. But anyways, that was where we ended up starting. And Call of the Night was the series that sparked that interest in it because I wanted a place to speak and I wanted a place to talk to people. And I later, as you know, COVID and things like that happened over the years, started to recognize, especially in my early times of recording these episodes, was my discussion was very bad. Like my way of speech is extremely poor, and not necessarily just with my vocabulary, but the way that I would drag out certain words. I would utilize filler words often, just to prolong the conversation that I'm trying to have, or just to try and get my next thought out almost that I don't fully have formed in my head, and I'm trying to figure out what I want to say as I go. It made me extremely disappointed, I guess. No, I don't know if disappointed would be the word. It made me cringe almost. I think that could be the right word that we're looking for here. It made me cringe watching back the reactions of like, what the hell are you doing, dude? Like, how are you this broken? Could you not formulate anything that you want to say? Do you not know how to speak properly? And it made me realize, like, the year and a half or 2 years basically inside because of COVID and everything being locked down, and me not really being able to do too much or have great communication with people, it really ruined a lot of the way that I speak. So the channel itself also became another way for me to improve upon that, which was extremely evident. And even where we are now, I think I'm a lot better, especially if you go back to the early discussions versus where we are now. But it's noticeable also just on my own end in the edits when I have not nearly as much to edit out. I don't have so much blank space when it comes to the discussions of me just struggling to find the words or the thoughts and the things that I want to properly say. My ability to convey my thoughts and emotions and feelings and just whatever towards the episode or the characters or whatever's going on are a lot better. That I felt like I was struggling to meet the mark. And I have a lot of series that I consistently think back on, whether it's ones that I really loved, like Vinland Saga, or ones that I had issues with certain parts and they didn't really connect or didn't do certain things for me, like JJK Season 2. And I felt like there's certain ones where I was able to, like Vinland Saga, for example, I don't think I conveyed properly how much that series meant to me. The feelings that I felt. I don't think I properly did that throughout it. JJK was another one where I really appreciated, especially what was going on in the animation front all the way throughout. And I don't know if I conveyed that properly throughout. I also don't know if I conveyed my issues with the Shibuya arc the way that I realistically think I could now in my head. Just on reflection, I haven't rewatched it and I don't necessarily intend to. I just have these sort of feelings towards that. There's a few other series too where like I really either love them, maybe didn't love them, maybe had certain just thoughts towards that I don't properly think I was able to get out. And I think as we've continued to do this over the years and the more recent series, I think I've gotten a lot better at getting those sort of feelings out, which is a really cool thing for good or for bad, but at the same time allows you to somebody who may absolutely adore and love the series that you're watching me react to. When I don't have the same sort of feelings, it doesn't connect to me on the same level, or maybe just express my dissatisfaction with certain directional choices or just writing choices. I can do that now, I think, in a way that maybe you guys can see. I've just continued to get better, and there's plenty of room to grow, but I think that's a really cool thing. So to wrap everything up a little nicely here, the channel means a ton to me in its simplest form. It means a lot. It's been personal growth, a ton of that. It's been recognition on my own end of I'm capable of doing things when I kind of set my mind to it and really try things that I potentially didn't think I was capable of ever in the past. Consistency levels for years on end that I didn't think I was ever really capable of doing, finding that time, making that time because I want to do something, not because there's real incentive or anything into it, right? I don't have a Patreon. I don't have any of this sort of way to like make back a ton of money or anything from this channel. I just do it for the general love of anime and me watching it and talking to you guys, and for the general just love of storytelling as well. It's been such a fun journey. It's been something I've literally, like, if you watch the early videos, I have a different mic now. I have a new camera that I spent a lot of money on so that we can get some good quality, a little lighting in the back. We've changed some things up. I've moved in the process. You know, it's been years of growth and things on end that I've just, anything that I've earned or made or whatever from the channel, just put directly back into it, not for my own pleasure, but for making potentially the experience for you guys better. It means a lot, and it's something that I've liked to continue to do. And I think at that moment, I really struck me that like I don't want to lose this, and I don't want to let that happen again. I don't have a good answer for you for how we can prevent this again. The only thing that I can say is I will continue to try and fight any strikes and things that come against me. I do personally feel like my content is transformative enough for it to be considered fair use, but at the same time, it's such a gray area of what is, what isn't, what would be okay, what would a judge consider to be okay, you know what I mean? Like, what is the production companies, the people who are striking, be considered to be okay or not? Those are the things where it's like a weird balance that it's going to be hard to really strike, and it's continued to be due to YouTube's inability to properly define it, especially for reactions. It's just not a good space to really be in. You're in a strict gray area that you don't know how to navigate through, and instead you have to be in fear, you know, especially those who this is their livelihood, this is where they rely on to make money, will fully lose it because a company like the one that went after me has like an automated bot that just goes through and strikes hundreds of videos a day without manual review. How are you going to claim the entire video when they're movie reactions and we have an hour-long discussion at the end? You know, claim the section that maybe puts your movie into it, but don't come after me. Like, that's not, like, don't come after the thoughts that I have, you know, the original sort of things coming off my brain. We don't need you to do that. So it's just like, it's weird that they do that. You reach out to them, it's weird they don't respond because they're just these fraud companies almost that are acting on behalf of companies themselves. They're just, I don't know. If you emailed me or you told me, please take this down or whatever, and you showed me, you know, this proof that you work for the, like, it's just, I would listen. I'm not that difficult to get along with. It's just, don't come at me dumbly like that. Like, that really got me annoyed. Anyways, I don't want to just keep talking about things that were negative. They're in the past. We're moving forward. We're going to be positive. We're going to have a bright outlook. The only thing I will say, if a thing gets struck like that again, so like in this example, Evangelion movies got struck, when I notice the first one gets struck, I'm going to unlist all the videos that are in that series probably for a few weeks, and then I'll probably put them back up. That's going to be the strategy I think that I'm going to do going forward. And then if that doesn't seem to work, because this company could literally come back and just strike the videos now that they're up right away, an insane thing that they don't get penalized in any sort of way for striking these without any real intention of causing legal action. But that's a complaint for another time. Anyway, if that happens again, I think that's going to be my strategy going forward. If that still continues to not work and we get struck in the situation like this again, to prevent all these weeks, I'm probably just going to have to start deleting videos. Unfortunate. I'll provide, you know, links or a place for them to be. I don't know how. I don't know which way I would be able to do that, but we'll try and find a way, similar to how when we lost, you know, the beginning of Dragon Maid Season 2, I ended up going over and utilizing Pixel Drain. We did a lot of stuff with that and posting full lengths and timers stuff, and like, we'll find workarounds, I think, is all I'm trying to look to say here. But anyways, that's my speech. That's my speech. That's where I'm at. That's what's happened for us over the past couple weeks. That's my thoughts on a lot of the situation, the channel, myself. Now, that stuff's out of the way. I think that's for the most part what I wanted to say. Where are we going now? What's going to be happening now? Well, we're up at the end of Orb. We're done with Orb. We've got another video I'm going to post. I'm probably going to wait another week. I'm not going to lie, to post videos, just because I like my consistency of Haruhi's on Fridays, and Haruhi was the next video that was supposed to go up, so I kind of want to post that next Friday. So that means we're probably going to have another week of no videos. Actually, that's a lie. I just thought about it. We're going to have one video in between then. I'm going to watch the Chainsaw Man movie. I decided I'm going to watch that. Chainsaw Man's where we started the series. I enjoyed it quite a bit, but it's where we started, not the series, the channel. And I feel like it's only right to watch it. I was debating if we should watch the movie before the next season, whenever that happens, a few years from now probably, or if I should watch the movie just now. And I decided I'm going to get spoiled on it the longer that I wait, because that's like one of those series like Jujutsu Kaisen where you just, anything you do, if you go on Twitter, you're getting spoiled. It's just, I literally know everything that happened in JJK, and I have not ever read the manga. So it's like, what did I do to deserve this? I haven't ever sought out what happens either. It came to me, unfortunately, consistently, like really annoying stuff. But anyways, I'm going to do that because I don't actually know a ton. I know a few things that happened in Chainsaw Man with like the different panels that I've seen here or there, maybe like 2 or 3. But at the same time, I don't really know anything that happens in the series, which is cool. Somehow I haven't been spoiled on that stuff, so I just don't want that to happen with the movie. So I think we're going to watch it. I bought, can you see it? No, it's not in the camera. I have the box set. I bought that recently. I plan to read the first however many chapters season 1 was until we get to that point. And then after I reread those, we're going to watch the movie. So I think we're probably going to do that. I'll probably do that over one of these next few days. We'll probably get that up maybe Tuesday or Wednesday my time, maybe Thursday, probably Tuesday or Wednesday my time. That'll probably go up. And you guys will have a new movie reaction to watch too, because that just came to streaming platforms, I believe, over here in the States, which is cool. So I'll be able to find somewhere to watch that. And if that isn't the case and I just said all this, then sorry, I got your hopes up for something, but I'm pretty sure it is out. I believe so. So anyways, that's going to be the plan. That's going to come out, and then we'll get back to Horror Heat and we'll finish up all the other series. As soon as Orb is done, which will be done in like a week and a half or so from this point on, we're going to start Fragrant Flower. I don't remember the full title. That's a long title. We're going to start that one. I watched episode 1 of that in July, and I had that recorded because I really wanted to watch it. And then I never got around to watching more. And the plan was always to post it after Orb. Orb was actually supposed to finish beginning of September. And I talk about how I was going to start uploading that at the beginning of September in that video. So it's going to be funny when I post it at the end of December. But whatever. We're going to get back to that. I'll rewatch episode 1 and then we'll go all the way through the series. That's going to be what replaces that. I don't fully know what's going to end up replacing Erased when we finish that. I have a few ideas, but I'm not going to speak on those too much because I don't actually know. And then as soon as we finish Horror Heat, which isn't going to be for a while, probably not till like February, if we're being honest, but as soon as we finish Horror Heat, we're going to end up watching City. City's where we're going to go. New KyoAni. And then we're going to wait for whenever the new KyoAni series that they announced is. Hopefully it's the spring. It might be spring or summer. It might even be fall. I don't know if they announced a season. I don't remember. But there is a series that they did announce that's coming out this upcoming year that's brand new, which is really cool. And we're going to watch that together as well. So if that aligns with right after City, that'd be cool. We could do that maybe weekly. If it doesn't, we'll get around to it when it comes. But that's a long, long distance from now, because that spot's a KyoAni spot for anybody who doesn't know. I like to make that known. We're going through a bunch of the shows that I haven't seen. Unfortunately, have seen, or fortunately, I guess I've seen a bunch of them that I absolutely love. But that's the KyoAni spot. So we're going through that as well. So that's the future. Those are going to be the 3 different series that we go on to. I'm not sure if we're watching Frieren weekly yet. I'm trying to figure it out. Frieren is produced by Toho Animations. Toho Animations is an absolute nightmare for me to work with personally. Everybody else seems to have no issues. I have nothing but problems getting Toho animated shows up on my channel. I do it for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then they always strike down the videos. They don't strike them, actually. They just claim the video section, and I can't edit the video section after it's already uploaded. So I either have to take down the full video, or I have to cut the video section and then post a reaction link in the description, which is what we have done before. And I don't like doing that. I just don't like doing that. So my workaround for it has been mute the audio, but I also don't really like doing that because I feel like it's a little harder for you guys to maybe enjoy without any audio. But it might be the way that we approach Frieren going forward, because I love that show and I want to just watch it. So it might be what we do, but I don't want to take on too much for me. So I don't know if taking on a show and doing it weekly would be too much, but we'll figure it out. We'll see what day it airs and like how that works for me and everything. But I'm thinking we're going to watch Frieren season 2 as it airs. And then as soon as that season ends, because it's probably only going to be one core, if we're being honest, ReZero begins with season 4, which I'm thrilled about because that's my favorite series for anybody who hasn't watched the ReZero videos and doesn't know, or maybe is just new. That's my absolute favorite series. So I am thrilled to get back to that as soon as season 4 starts in the spring. So those are some things I think future wise on the horizon. And also just for anybody who was curious, like why things maybe like Apothecary Diaries and things like that season 2, because we did watch season 1 on here, never made it on the channel. It's because I had nothing but issues with Toho. It's dealing with them. And it's the same reason why I stopped doing Spy Family in the middle of it. Unfortunately, it's just like the series I want to watch with you guys, but it's like really difficult to find ways to make it work. And Apothecary Diaries was one of those series that I consistently found myself like pausing throughout for whatever reason. And my eyes were just struggling to keep up with the words, which I don't know why it's not that difficult of something to keep up with, but I was. So I don't want to do timers because I can't, because I have to go back and pay attention to what's going on. So it's difficult. So I don't know if we're ever going to get back to getting that on the channel, maybe in a different format or just way. If we ever create like a Patreon or something along those lines. maybe it becomes exclusive, unfortunately, for that, or maybe it doesn't, and I just post the YouTube videos with the links, but we have like the picture-in-picture versions that you can watch like easily through there. I don't know. I've thought about a bunch of things. I'm not sure where we're going to go, but that's what's on the menu, I think, coming up for the future. The show to replace erased. If you guys have recommendations for things you like to see, definitely leave them, because I really don't know where we're going. I was thinking maybe we do a place further than the universe, but I don't want to get the hopes up for that, so maybe I shouldn't have said that. I was thinking that we might do that because it's been on a few polls and come close every time and never won. But we haven't really done a poll in over a year now, so I just don't know if maybe we should run a poll, give you guys some say in things. So I don't really know. Speaking of Patreon, because we just talked about it, I think I would like to start one at some point. I kept telling myself that I'm not going to, just because I can't prove consistency, and I would feel bad asking people to give me money to see content early for me to then not post content for like a month and a half if I take a break or something. So I want to prove to myself that it's okay for me to get to that point, and that I think it's okay to do it. And I've also told myself since the beginning that I wouldn't start one unless I got up to like 5,000 subs, and we're not really there. So I still don't know if I should, but I have had some people ask in the past for one. And I have thought consistently, like, if I get a little ahead of schedule, it would be a good place to post things a little early for those who want to support me in a way, because I dump a lot of, my own personal time into getting things, edited and everything, and maybe to make it worthwhile a little bit for me. But I don't like having the idea of like I need money or something to make that the reason why I'm doing it, right? Like we've practically went unpaid for the last like 3 years of doing this because I just want to, so I don't know how much I like that idea. So I'm struggling still to find the proper balance and like what I would be comfortable like charging people, or like what I would even provide, because I don't necessarily think I would do timers for like everything, which would be like another service people typically do. So it's like, what else would I provide you that would be unique or different that would make sense to do it? I don't know. I have no idea what I would do and how I would approach it. I've thought about it a lot, but I'm still stuck. So if you have any ideas, and if that's something you would even be interested in, let me know. I would never do it. I never plan to do exclusive series. I know I said the thing about Apothecary Diaries, but I would find a way for you guys to watch it for free. I would never do exclusives on Patreon. I absolutely hate that idea. I don't like locking things behind paywalls that will never be released to the public or would take like years to come out. Like I don't like that idea. Maybe a week or two at most, like a week probably. I just do not like the idea of doing that. But if you have any other ideas like behind, early access potential things or like benefits and things that I can give you guys, like final say or actual like, reason for what we put on polls or what we actually like poll and everything like that, like actually doing the polls only on there or something along those lines. Like, I don't know. There's a few things I guess that we could do, give you guys some more say and reason to make you feel like, your money is being well spent, and not just being given to some idiot like me for no reason, So I don't know. Hopefully you guys have some ideas if we do decide to go that route, but we'll play by ear and end up seeing how I'm feeling about that and where we want to go. My outlook looking forward a little bit on some other things that have been announced that actually aren't out yet. The first one that I'm super excited still for, and I think about it every day, Skip and Lover season 2. I'm so excited for whenever that decides to come out. I'm hoping that it is 2026. That is one of my big wishes. I'm praying that comes out. I actually can't think of anything, so I'm gonna pull up my anime list here, and we'll just sort by the most members, and we'll see exactly what's on this, and then we'll discuss a little bit about like what I'm excited for. That's probably going to come out in the year that we're going to talk about. Tanya the Evil, I really want to watch, but I'm waiting for this second season. So whenever this gets like a month, like a date or like some sort of time, did it get a month or was it just 26? So 26. So probably we'll watch that on the channel, I'm thinking, and we'll see if I like it. Like we have to actually like it first, but if we do, we'll continue and then get to watch this maybe weekly when it comes out. I feel like it would be a fun little idea to do. Shuga Tensei season 3 is coming out this year. I'm extremely excited for that. That series is not necessarily one of my favorites, but it's absolutely one of my favorites to talk about. So I'm always excited for that. I think I have really good discussions, and I think I do a really good job when it comes to that series, like better than the other people that I've potentially watched like react to it at times. I actually think that those are some of my better videos. Some other series, I think I do a very poor job. I think that one I typically do a better job. Butcher the Rock season 2, if that ever somehow finds its way to come out in season 2. Alia season 2, I absolutely would love to watch that with you guys here. Dandanon's getting a 3rd season. That's crazy because I am not even watched season 2. Maybe we'll get around to that at some point. I haven't necessarily thought about that series a lot after I finished it. I loved it. Don't get me wrong, but something about like the general style of it wasn't something I was excited or like thrilled to get back into at the time. So I do not know if there anything else on my plan to watch on here. Does not look like it. Blue Block season 2. I don't think there's any way it comes out this upcoming year, but my God, I hope so. I absolutely love Blue Box. Machina, if that comes out, would be really cool as well. Skip and Lover, that's the one that we're super excited to be able to see here on the channel. And there's not a lot of high other ones here, so that might be it. I might have missed a few, and if I did, then I'm very, very sorry. This is the KyoAni one that I was talking about. Sparks of Tomorrow. Did they announce the month? No, they just said 26, so cool. Yeah, plan to definitely watch that whenever that comes back around. Oh, Akane, how do you say that? Banashi? Is that how you say it? Seems something that I would be interested in. I haven't actually even read this, and I don't plan to. I've just seen a lot of people kind of praise it being a Shonen Jump manga, so I'm curious about it, and it comes out in 2026, so I'm excited to see it. I am a little worried because this freaking goofball over here decides that he wants to direct every single show ever and always do them in the same years and give himself way too much work, and it really gets me mad when he does, because my absolute love right here will maybe not get the love it deserves because he just keeps hopping around and it puts too much on his plate. Gets me mad. Just focus on one job, dude. Gets me so upset. But I think that's for the most part everything that I'm going to have in my plan to watch here. So definitely that's something to look forward to in the future of a bunch of shows that I would like to check out. I guess while we're here, I want to have a look back at some other shows that happened throughout this last year, maybe, that I'd be curious of giving a look to, maybe us watching on the channel. I don't necessarily know what, but I am interested to see. Friggin' Flower would be one of them. That's here. And then Summer Hikaru Died, I believe, is what this one's called. Is another one that I think would be really interesting, and I would absolutely love to probably watch it. I've heard good things about this one as well, which I would be interested. Secrets of the Silent Witch. Maybe if people are interested in that, let me know. I would be absolutely curious. I tend to really like shows about witches or girls who are witches. That's like a cute little thing that doesn't seem like too crazy, because like something like Wandering Witch Journey of Elena, that's like, she's my absolute favorite woman ever to exist. So I love that series, so I love her. So if it's a show like that, I would absolutely love to be able to watch one and react to it on the channel here. City is another one we'll absolutely get around to check out at some point. I think The Fall has some good stuff too, or no, it does not. That's not true at all. All right, nothing that we're probably going to end up watching on here. Might be something. I think I've seen some stuff of this show. It doesn't look like it's doing too hot or has that many people who are too interested in it. But I might check it out on my own time. I've been seeing some stuff, I think, of this girl. She was like playing basketball. Where is it? The orange hair. Or one of these girls. Maybe this isn't even the right show. This girl down here in the bottom right. Maybe her. I think it might have been her. She was like playing basketball or something. There's some like feet shots and stuff. It looked, of course, had to catch my interest. So maybe we check that out. And I guess while we're here, we'll check out what else is airing throughout the season. So yeah, on the channel, definitely going to get to Freerin at some point. I'm probably not going to watch JJK on the channel. I'm just going to be honest. It's just another one that we had a Toho issue with at points. I just don't really want to do that. Oshinoko, I absolutely love. Not too excited about season 3. Those who've read the manga, I think after season 2, the series takes a big hit, unfortunately, but I absolutely adored the first 2 seasons, so we're still going to watch it anyways, because I love Kana as well. I'm really excited for Stargaze. I didn't really love the first part of Trigun, but at the same time, it ended so, like, it was such a spectacle to watch the last episode that I'm weirdly excited to see what else they have in store. I don't necessarily know if I care too much for the shows that are on here just yet. ReZero, we absolutely adore. We will be here for it, which I don't know how is airing in the fall. I just don't think it's gonna. I am worried. I'm worried And a ton of these shows that have been announced so far, nothing necessarily catches my eye. So that's where we're headed, I guess. That's a look back at some of those. Now, speaking of look back, I would like to look back, not look back the movie, the Tatsuki Fujimoto movie, but look back the shows that we've actually watched throughout this past year. And I want to just talk a little bit about them. We didn't do this last year, and I was curious as to why I didn't, and I kind of wish I did. What did I watch in this past year? What came out? I think starting here with Alia, right? No, that was over a year ago. What did I watch in this last year? I literally did not watch anything this last year on the channel. What the hell? I am sorry, guys. No, we did. We watched some longer series. We really didn't watch a lot. So we finished Blue Box, which was phenomenal. I absolutely adored that series, and I can't wait for more. That's one of those series that I look back on, and I'm super, super excited to continue and maybe even get to rewatch or read the manga before the new season comes out. So like I'm absolutely thrilled with that. That's one I thought was really fun to watch along with. I think we had some really interesting discussions. I like general romance shows that aren't too complex because they allow me to have fun discussions. Keep it a little lighthearted while actually touching on some things that potentially could be serious and, you know, my own thoughts and spins on things. So I think they end up turning out really good, which is where Makane was another one of those that turned out pretty cool. And I absolutely really adored, and I'm happy we got around to that. I got around to it a little bit late, but it was one of those my own choice of like, I wanted to watch this. So I absolutely loved that. And then the only other series we watched are the three we're watching right now, and we finished Kill la Kill, which was, it had its ups and downs for me. Overall, it's a really fun, good time that if you just kind of want to turn your head off and watch something that has fun animation and is a little over the top and it's humor, it's absolutely something to watch. If you're looking for something that's like really gripping and, you know, plot heavy, it's definitely not going to be for you. But we had some fun throughout it. It necessarily wasn't my favorite thing that we watched in the channel, but it was really cool. And I think an experience that I definitely wouldn't want to miss out on, or I'm glad that I took advantage of and absolutely got around to. So definitely worth it. And we didn't have anything else. We're in the middle of Orb, Haruhi, and Erased, and we'll talk about those when we finish them and my thoughts on them. We're not going to get too much into it. So I'm very sorry. I didn't watch nearly as much on the channel as I thought that we did throughout the year. So I'm very upset about that, I guess. But my bad there. A few other things about what I would like to do maybe in the future, like different content-wise. I don't really have a large list of things, but I think one thing I would like to do is just get on here and talk. Just like if I'm watching a show in my own time, maybe get on here and talk about it. I watch some things, like especially sequels and things of anime that I've watched prior to starting the channel or just didn't watch on the channel that I would like to maybe talk about that I don't really feel like I've had the outlet to speak on at the time, and I didn't want to watch the second season, like because I've grown that weird feeling of sometimes we start series on the channel and I felt like I didn't understand it fully. Or sometimes I just feel like I'd rather keep it to myself almost because I already watched the first season and like a bunch of my thoughts and things are just like almost for me to keep in a way. It might be a weird way to look at it, but I enjoy watching certain series that I've already seen on my own time as opposed to on the channel. So that's why I'm probably going to continue doing that for a bunch of sequels. But like there's things that I finished like Dress Up Darling Season 2 or Grand Blue Season 2 or Call of the Night Season 2. I just fully binged through finally that like I would love to just sit here and talk about a little bit after I finish them that I haven't really had the chance to do before. So I would like to maybe get on here maybe once a week or just every time that I finish a show or maybe an episode of something and just utilize that as a space for like a 10 to 20 or 30 minute video or something of me just talking about that series and the things I like, the characters I like, the stuff in the story or episodes, just like different moments, of course, that I do. I think could just be a fun little thing for anybody who's curious about it and wants to have a place of discussion for that series themselves, maybe to talk about the things that they like or hear about somebody else talk on something that they love would be a fun little thing for us to do. And I think that I would like that. I would absolutely like to do that. I would like to start something too, maybe where I come on here and I answer some questions. Like if you have questions about like my oh my God, my anime list is in the description, right? So you can go check that out, see all the things that I've watched. I've left some comments on some things, but not necessarily on all of them. And if you're curious about my general thoughts characters that I liked on like maybe a series that has a large cast, or certain episodes that I really enjoyed, or just my overall thoughts on the series as a whole, or just a certain season, or what I liked about one season but maybe didn't like about another season, and things like that. Why I dropped a certain series that I did, or why I maybe just haven't gotten around to future seasons of other series that like I watched the first season but didn't get around to season 2 or 3 or something. Like if you have questions and things like that you're curious about, and you would like to just hear me like maybe in depth talk about them a little bit, or just like surface level on some of them, because I haven't watched some of them in years. Like if you get on here and you're like, yo, talk about why you loved Kokoro Connect so much, because I absolutely do, because Inaba's my favorite character like ever. Like what I don't know how in depth I can go. I watched that years ago. I don't remember everything about it. I just remember coming out and loving it and loving her. Like I can talk about that a little bit though, and I can shed some light on that, and we could maybe pile a few different shows into that, that you guys could maybe understand me a little bit more, or just have a place to discuss those. I think that would be something that could be pretty fun too. Maybe fill those gaps between like when I'm watching something off camera that you guys haven't necessarily saw. I watch some shows too, like with some friends on occasion. We do watch alongs of things. We watched Flip Flappers recently. We just pick random things that aren't like overly popular and we just watch them. How many of you have seen Flip Flappers? It seemed decently popular, but like nothing too crazy, right? Like it's a different show. I could provide, perspective on a show that you're not going to get anybody nowadays to come out and post reactions to. I think that could be a fun thing. So let me know if you have any thoughts about that, and if there's specific ones that you want to see me maybe talk about, how it affected me, or just different thoughts I have on it. So I don't know. Let me know. I think that would be fun. Now, lastly, I guess too, just some things I've been up to. I'm not going to go too in depth with a bunch of stuff, but I just want to talk about some stuff, I guess, a little bit about what's been going on over the past few months. The main big one, outside of just general life of just working, seeing friends, enjoying my time, trying to find a good balance between all that stuff, is we went to Japan. I was in Japan for a few weeks, which was really, really cool. In case anybody's curious, I went to Tokyo, and then I spent some time in Kyoto, and then I went down to Osaka, and then I ended up leaving. I checked out some spots. Like when I was in Kyoto, I went down to Uji and I checked out the area where the benches for Kumiko and Hibiki Euphonium. I thought that was so cool. That was such a fun moment for me to be able to like see the in real life version of where that was. I posted a picture on the community tab if you'd like to go check that out. Is it even called community? I keep calling that. It used to be. Is it just posts now? The posts, I guess, if you want to check that out. That's there, and that was really fun. I got to see the bridge that they cross consistently from her little famous scene that she had too, of her running across it. Like there were just some really cool different things I got to see there. I thought was awesome. It was a fun little detour. That night I think it was like 10 or 11 p.m. It was like 10, I think. And I was really debating because Uji was like almost an hour from where I was staying. Like, should I go? Because I don't want to get there. And I don't want to, miss the train back and not be able to figure out my ways. And I ended up just saying, screw it. We got to go. I'm never going to be back here. Or like I might be, but it's going to be like a while from now. So let's go experience it. So I took that chance and we went down there, and it was super fun. Being able to see those. I got some fun pictures. Didn't get to see all the spots I wanted to. I wanted to go to like the hiking spot where like Kumiko and Reina go, that I thought would be really cool. Like the top that has like the fun little performance that they had during the festival when they ditched it and went up there, but didn't end up getting to be going to the observation deck that they had, unfortunately. So maybe another time in the future. There were some other locations and things I wanted to check out, but I didn't actually plan too well ahead in regards for like anime locations to go to. So I screwed that one up a little bit. I'm sorry about that. But I checked out some other fun stuff. It was fun. We went to Akiba, and there was a random Clannad pop-up shop that they had, which I was not expecting at all. So it was super fun to just go in there and see that. I thought that was so unique and interesting for me. And it was just cool to go into like a bunch of different shops and see anime stuff kind of widely displayed on billboards, or go past like the pachinko parlors. And I played one of the machines. It was a Rent-A-Girlfriend machine. I don't even know they made any of those. And then I passed a few later. I never ended up going into playing, but they had ReZero ones because they had Rem on they had Rem as advertisement almost for them at the outsides. I should have went in and played it, but I took a few pictures of like the different advertisements that I was seeing of I think they had Rem and Ram as like the advertisements had a few different ones, so that was cool. And I should have went in and saw if they had like a machine or something that I could have played with them on it. I thought that would have been awesome, but I never ended up doing that. But just different things like that, seeing it so like openly like out there and being so like a part of the culture that's there, I thought was so fun. It's always awesome just to see things that you literally love out there and displayed, and people showing how much they love about it. These places are absolutely packed with people who just do not care. It's what they love and they want to do. It's like so different from how maybe a lot of like the general public and stuff would view places within the States, which is interesting. But it was a fun little different experience there. The other thing I got into recently, when I was over there, I bought a Blue Eyes White Dragon puzzle. It's 1,000 pieces, and I've been building that the past few days. That's literally where my time's been going since we basically haven't been able to upload, and I've been struggling. I did not think it was going to be as difficult as it is. I thought I was going to be better at it. Oh my God, it is kicking my ass, let me tell you. I've spent probably like 12 to 14 hours total, and I am like not even halfway. I did not think it was going to be this difficult. I am struggling, but I've been just nonstop sitting here. I spent all day yesterday. I had nothing to do. I had the day off yesterday. All I did was sit here in this chair, and I built a puzzle for hours on end. Took a break, ate, and then sat down and kept going with the puzzle. I was grinding it out, but I'm having some fun doing it, and I'm excited for that to get done. Hopefully, I can put it up like on this wall or something. I have my Coco poster that I just never put up either. It's been sitting there, so maybe I get both of those hung up at some point. So I think that would be pretty cool. But I haven't been up to too much interest in stuff lately, I would say, outside of that, which it was a fun way to end off the year, I would say. A big highlight of a trip. I would love to travel a little bit more. I don't travel necessarily a lot, and I would love to get out there and do that. I'm looking for international stuff, like other countries and places to visit. If you have any recommendations of places and things you've been, definitely let me know. Next year, I would like to go to some different spots. I was thinking like a few different, like if I went Europe wise, the ones I was thinking right now were like Italy or Greece. I was thinking those would be fun, but I don't know. Maybe there's some other spots you guys think are cooler, or maybe specifics in those areas you think I should head to. And if we're going to keep it in the Asia route, I was thinking either Vietnam or Thailand would be fun. I think Thailand would be really fun. I've seen some people have a lot of fun out there, so I think it would be fun, especially because on occasion I like to go out and drink and and have a good time. So if all the things I see are people doing that, I think I'd have a good time out there. So I don't know, but let me know if you got some other countries and things that you think would be really cool to go to. I would love to go back and visit Japan again. There's definitely a lot of spots I didn't get to check out when I was in Kyoto. There's a lot of temples and things that I would love to go check out that I didn't get to. I think that would be awesome. A bunch of spots too in Tokyo that I never really got around to either. So there's tons of spots all around, and I would love to branch out to the potential non-touristy areas at some point, but it was my first time going there. I'm a tourist. I'm going to go to the tourist areas. Those are going to be the cool ones for me to go to, and the things I really wanted to check out anyways. So yeah, but let me know some other spots and things that you think would be fun places to travel to and adventure outwards too. I think that's all from me. I don't think I got too much more to say. We're back, baby. We're back. I'm thrilled to be here. I'm going to edit. I got the Harhi videos and stuff that I said I did before. I never edited them over the past few weeks because I didn't want to edit them and then we lose everything and it was just a waste of my time. But I'm going to edit them now, and we're going to get back into the swing of things, I'm thinking. Probably tomorrow. I'm thinking I'm going to start. We'll probably finish up Erased, I'm thinking, and then from there we'll get ourselves on a schedule and figure out where we're headed from there. But thank you very much once again for all the support on that post that we had and the wishes of hoping that we get this channel back, and even the kind words that you guys had about like your feelings towards me or just the channel itself and why you like it maybe in comparison to other channels, or like what drew you to it and made you want to click that subscribe button. I think that it really meant a lot to me, and I'm happy to have been able to see that. So once again, I'll forever be grateful. Can't be thankful enough for you guys. So excited to be back, though. I'm very, very thrilled to be here. I can't wait to get some more things under our belt. I'm thinking we're going to watch more series than we did this last year. This last year was a bit of a miss from me, but we spent a long time, like I said, like a year and a half of being consistent, nonstop, like everyday uploads. I think it's time to maybe get back to back to that. Maybe we can ramp things up a little bit too, from 3 videos a week back up to where we were going with the 6. I think would be cool, but we're not going to push it too hard right now. I still have to find a balance. I still have to find time in between working and, you know, having a life outside of just doing this, especially because I'm not making really any money doing it. So I think, you know, we still got to strike that balance of what's worth it and what isn't, but excited. Thank you once again. Hope you guys have a great one. Hopefully we will be back for more videos like this soon, and hopefully I see you in a reaction very soon. Peace.